Musiksammlung. Nee, wo willst du hin? Okay, von da aus. Tonband. Okay, und wieder außen rum. Oder? Ja. So. Ja, dann außenrum. So. Das ist mein Wagen. Ja, danke. Ja, klar. Ich bin immer noch Müllsammler. Von hier kann ich gefeuert worden sein. Bäume versperren die Schusslinie. Ja, aber hier wollte ich doch auch gar nicht, oder? Wo bin ich da? Oh. Wer, was seid ihr denn?
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Ja, klar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail! Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Oh Gott.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Don't call Abigail! Abigail? Abigail, where are you?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible. The drunk man starts coughing, a really disgusting, hacking cough. He snorts and beckons you to lean in close. He waves his hand as if shooing you.
Don't call. Hey, Tequila.
Oh Gott. Trainingsanzug. Ah. Ja.
Good to see you. So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the high concept reality based adventures proceeding?
Was?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang.
I know what you mean. Sitting around with these bums, you really get to know the nitty gritty of reality. It
Alter.
isn't good. Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
We are saving the world.
Alter, wie geil.
Blood.
Ja.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now it's a pirate's life for me. Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset. We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
Aha. Do you want to know how tequila... Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Was?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
Das ist wichtig.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Alter Schwede.
It is. Does that sound like something you do? Yeah, probably.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowing. I trust you know the flute.
Ja, ich weiß es.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a
Alter.
a beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach, you revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come.
Was
To
eine
which you
Story.
replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things." Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
The muscles in your right leg tense up.
We ran towards the ice, crawled our way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
Eine wichtige Begegnung. Alter. Und irgendwie kommt mir der Typ bekannt vor. Frag mich nicht.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
Das ist so geil.
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, You got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything. It was the greatest thing this fishing village has seen since Rosemary tried to use a crab to open his beer.
Oi, that was a classic too.
Ach,
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail!
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too. That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
nicht schlecht.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Gott, ich bin Disco Elysium.
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now. You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid." Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was
Das ist
guiding you.
geil. Die geisterhafte Hand des Marktes.
This was before you started talking about how the Pinkies were always trying to fuck you. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum. It depends, really. Are you willing to help me
Yeah.
out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package. I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, see? So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Classy.
Ah, wie ekelhaft.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George.
George.
But around here, I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder slash junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Okay.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I call a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concepts.
Aha. Verstehe nichts.
I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. 22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Hat dir das Joggen geholfen?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
Blah.
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
His eyes are clouded. His dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like
Was?
stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
Alter, hör mal auf.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly. Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up.
Genau.
So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key. I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best. Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't.
Jetzt komm.
Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with
Das ist doch völliger Blödsinn.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now. Yeah, maybe I've exaggerated certain parts over the years. When you tell a story too often, it
Ja,
begins
was
to
ist denn
take on
mit
a
der
life of its own.
Wohnung? Ich glaube, die kriegen wir noch irgendwie.
But what matters is that it's true to my subjective experience. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Truly, he has the soul of an artist.
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me.
Ja. Wenn du deinen Schlüssel verlierst, hast du auf jeden Fall deine Wohnung verloren.
Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
A lost jacket. Sounds like a mystery you could look into.
My agency. Man. The Boom Boom